Vanakkam. Today we are going to have another very interesting topic. That is, bankers, they used to charge some fees for their services. Here I have noted some charges which have not been charged by the banks. It may happen in future or it may not happen, but I have analyzed those services which have been provided to the customers at free of cost. These services may be charged by the bankers in future. This is the topic which we are going to have discussion today. Thank God, banks have not charged any charges for its fee of its services. So this is the topic. Banks normally charge everything for all its services. They are not ready to give any services at free of cost as of now. And they are giving the services to the public at their decision. So they are giving public services with by receiving some charges. And few charges have escaped from the eyes of the bankers. This is a very interesting topic, and some areas which I used to tell now, which I'm going to tell now, will definitely you will think over it. Definitely, these charges may be charged by the bankers in future, but as of now, there are no such charges. But there is the bankers, they are providing charges, they are providing services, but without any cost. First thing, wherever we go, we have to pay the entry fee. So now bankers, they are giving free of service whenever any customer enters into the bank. So they will definitely charge some entry fee if you want to go and enter into the bank to get some information or to get its services, because nowadays the ATM concept has come. So everything the bankers have provided out of the branch. So they you need not come. You go and avail all the services at the e-center, e-service center or ATM. So this charge has not been made so far by the bank. Second thing is challan usage charges. So whenever you are going to the bank, you are going to you will take the challan and you will fill. In case of cash remittance, you have to fill the form and give the form to the cashier. As well as whenever you are sending any RTGS form, whenever sending you are sending RTGS also, there also you have to fill the form. So far the banks have not charged any challan usage forms. So this may come in future. And lighting facility. So whenever you are entering into the bank, you feel that the bank is fully has got full electricity and full facility of lighting will be there. So the bank, whenever you are entering into the bank will be in the brighter sense. So you are going there and you are enjoying that lighting. And even if the electricity, if there is any electricity failure, also they provide the generator service, generator, and thereby they are giving, lighting to the customers. So far, the bankers have not charged any fee towards using the lighting by the customers. And now you can go in the morning, even you can come in the afternoon also. You can come in the evening also. There is no bar. So this is also another services. So any customer can enter into the bank and they can spend the time inside the branch and there is no restriction for it. So this is also another area wherein the bank may charge. So at what time you are entered into the branch premises, to what extent you are using the bank's infrastructure. So the banks may charge some fees, that is time spent inside the branches. So what all these are the services which have been escaped from the eyes of the bankers. I never say that these the banks they are going to charge some fees for it, but it's an analysis. So banks may charge in future. And seating facility, everybody wants to sit comfortably, so they provide some infrastructure in the form of furniture. So you are going there and you are sitting there. So up to what extent, up to what time you use that furniture facility. Also, the bankers, so far they have not charged anything. They may charge in future. And normally, this is a thing. Every customer, they are doing it. So whenever they are asking about the balance, sir, kindly give me the balance that is there in my account. Can you give me the what's that? Some information about the bank, whether the bank is on leave or not, so up to what time the bank will be there. Every inquiry will be made by the customer. This may be asked by the customer either in person or through telephone or in mail. So far, the bankers, they are giving this type of inquiries at free of cost. So this there will be chance for the bankers to charge these type of services at cost. So customer care increases. Normally, banker they used to say that whatever be your doubt, whatever be your clarification, please call the customer care. So whenever you are asking or contacting the customer care, they will ask about your details. The banks they are so far they are not charged anything. They may charge these type of inquiries with cost. So this is also another area wherein the bankers have got the scope to charge some fees. Denomination preference cash. You are going to the bank, you are whenever you are drawing the cash, you are asking, sir, kindly give me 500 rupees or 100 rupees only or 50 rupees only. So these denomination preference, if you ask personally, the bankers they have to make the arrangement for it. So at present, the bankers they are not giving, they are not charging any fee for towards this type of service. So this area of service may be charged by the banks in future. Next one is document preservation rent. So this is applicable for the loans and advances area. A customer has got a loan from the bank. For that, he has given some collateral security in the form of his title deed. These title deed have been taken over by the bank, and they created equitable mortgage or memorandum of deposit of detail. They have to preserve these title deeds and other documents till the loan is closed. The loan may be closed even after 10 years also, for 15 years also, they will definitely preserve the document. So for this, so far, the banks, they have not charged anything. The banks, they normally charge only the processing fee. And every year, renewal fee, they are collecting it. And they are not charging document preservation charges. So if this comes to the notice of the bankers, definitely they will charge because they have to preserve all the documents. So this is also another service which the bankers are giving at free of cost. This service may be subject to some fee in future. So sometimes the bankers say that, sir, we are safeguarding your funds. So that is account preservation charge means that means we are the custodian of your money. For that, we are taking lot of steps. So based on the money preserved, money deposited, money available at the bank may charge some amount of fee in future. So far, the bankers they have not charged for this service also because they are having the cash and they are the custodian. So whenever you are going there, they are getting they are releasing the money. So it is that is your money is not wasted. So the last burden is not being passed on to the customer. So money preservation charges may be charged in future by the bankers. Normally, whenever any deposit is made, the deposit rate is fixed at the rate prevailing at the contract date is the rate applicable for those deposits. In case if the deposit rate has come down, the bankers they never revise the deposit rate. So these type of revision of applicability of interest rate may come in future, and that too they consider only if the deposit rate has reduced, and in case if the deposit rate has increased, they never give effect. So if the contract rate has fallen down, then the bankers may revise this interest rate. This is called as floating interest rate. Only few bankers they are doing this only for few types of deposits, and this is a charge if they adopt this policy, then the deposit holders will be at the loss. But so far there is no charges for it. Then you are using the services of lift. So a lift, some banks they have got escalator. So for these type of services, the bankers they never charge any fee for usage of this lift services. Also, the bankers, if they think over, then they may charge some fees for this service. At present, they are giving at free of cost. Then floor usage service charges. So which floor you are entering into it, and whether you are occupying, whether we are going to all the space of the floor. For that also, the banks they are giving at free of cost because they are paying heavy rent. So these rents will be collected by the bankers from the customers. So floor usage charges at present they are giving at free of cost. These charges may be considered as these charges may be levied for its services in future by the bankers. Then this is a very interesting case. Prime place location charges. Prime place location charges. Some bankers, they use the place of the business. Even I want to say that some banks are located at the prime location. For that, the banks they are paying huge payment in the form of rent. So the customers they want to go to those types of branches. So this prime location branches, uh, the banks they are not charging anything on the customers. So now the bankers now they have got the thought. If it is situated in the rural areas, they will not charge anything. But if you are the banks, if the branches are situated in the prime location, then the banks may charge. And now the discussion is going on whether to charge any service fee on this type of charges. So far, there are no charges for this. So this type of charge may also come in future. Next service is restroom usage charges. Banks now they are giving this at free of cost. Few bankers they've got the thought why we have to give the free service. We will give a very good service. So this type of usage charges, restroom usage charges will also be charged in future. That is, there will be no free of cost for the restroom charges. Then charge per entry in the register. Normally, every banker they are charging, they are collecting folio charges. But that is if the 25 entries or more, they consider more than 25 entries as one page and they are collecting the fee. But instead, few bankers they have got the idea that the charge per entry. Suppose if there is any one entry, they have decided to charge some 50 paise or 25 paise because of the labor involved. So charge per entry so far they are giving at free of cost, but they collect or charges in the form of folio charges. So far the bankers they have got no idea about the charge per entry in the register. So this charge may come in future. And security personal services. So every bank has to have security services. So these security services have been paid by the bankers. The charges towards the security personnel are more. So the security services have been paid. So the pro rata expenditure towards spending the security service may be collected from the customers. So it depends on the nature of services utilized by the customers. This is also another talk that is going on. So the security service, personal services, at present, the bankers they are giving at free of cost, but in future, you have to pay for those services also. At present, bankers they are giving free of cost towards auto renewal instruction, but all standing instruction at present that is bankers they are charging, and for auto renewal of deposits standing instruction, the bankers so far they have not charged anything. These services may be charged in future. Traveling expenses. So this is so in order to develop the bank, in order to develop the branch business, The executives will be on tour. These expenditures have to be incurred by the bank for the development of their bank or branches, but these expenditures will also be claimed by the bankers because some of the chief executives they are visiting the branch and they are addressing the customers and they want to develop the business in the form of getting more deposit in the form of getting the advances. So for this these expenditures have to be incurred by the branches. These expenditures so far, the branch has not charged, has not collected the fee from the customers. This may come in future. And another services which the bankers they are giving at free of cost is notice board display charges. Notice board display. As per the RBI instructions, whatever be the uh, deposit circular, whatever will be the latest interest rate division and whatever be the other informations they want to give to the customers, it will be displayed in the notice board. As a matter of rule, the customers have to look into the notice board. So for these services also, they may charge some fee for it. This is at present the bankers they are giving at free of cost. Visiting time to the branch. Even this has got the some importance. That is, the customer has to enter into the branch during the business hours only. Some customers they go before they open the banking hours and they disturb the regular operation. Even after the closing hours, also few customers they visit the branch. There also they are disturbing the bank business. So these things at present, no banker they are charging any fee, but there is a talk. Okay, we are not supposed to allow the customers before the banking hours or after the banking hours. In case if they want to get any information from the branch or branch manager, then they will be allowed inside by way of paying some fee. This at present the bankers they are giving it free of cost. Next one is local check clearing charges. Some there is we are sending the checks for collection and only outstation checks have been charged by the bankers. And in case if the checks have been sent locally to collect the checks, no the bankers only few bankers now they started to charge and not all bankers. So local check clearing charges may be levied by the bankers because this is also a very big service that the banks they are giving to the customers at free of cost. These charges may be levied on the customers in future. Pro rata charge on bank charges. Suppose all expenditures, few banks now they think that all the expenses have to be borne by the customers because they are giving all the services only to the customers. So for that services they are incurring huge expenditure. These expenditures have to be divided among the customer. This is called as pro rata charge in bank charges. At present there is no charges. It may be levied. It may be because some discussion is going on. These type of charges are these type of services are also subject to levy of some fee or charges in future. And jewel loan payment scale charges, that is those persons who are well the loan from the banks and jewel loan, they have to weigh the service of scale. And at present, the banks they are not collecting any scale usage charges. They are collecting only the jewel appraiser fee. But for this payment charges of payment through the scale, the banks they have not charged anything. So this service also may be taxed or maybe levied in future. Next thing is service non-utilization charges ready, but customers are not using. But this is only a discussion purpose because they have got the target, but customers have not come and utilize the service of the banker. So for non-utilization of the service, the charges may be levied, but this is not possible. But just for discussion purpose, I have included here. And another thing is customer introduction charges. Now, suppose if any customer has come to the bank and if he has introduced any customer to bank, the bank may levy some customer introduction charges because he is recommending a person to become that bank customer because he is going to utilize the goodwill of the bank. So for this, the customer introduction charges at present, their banks they are giving at free of cost because these services have not been charged by the bankers. In future, they may charge. And target non-achievement charges, this is nothing to do with the customer, but for discussion purpose, I have included here. In case if any target is not achieved, then the bankers, they lack in their services. So for that, in order to increase the business, they have to contact the customers, but these charges will not come in future. This target non-achievement is the duty of the bankers, because there was a discussion. There is a discussion regarding this point. That's why I have included here. And valuer fee, because whenever any borrower has approached the bank, the bankers, they have got a panel of the valuers. The banker has directed the customer loan borrower to go and meet the valuer, and the valuer, he charges his fee for his services. But for this verification of valuation report and verification of all the points stated in the valuation, in order to consider the valuation report, the banks may charge some fees on the customer. So far, the bankers, they never charge any fee on the valuer report. Only valuer is receiving the fees, and there is no benefit for this valuation report for the bank. So this is also another service which the bankers, they are giving at free of cost for towards the verification of valuation, because the officials also, they are accommodating the valuer at the time of going to the for the inspection. So this fee also may be charged in future, as it is also for the advocate fee, because the advocates, they have to give advocates, they are receiving the fees and they are giving their opinion against the collateral security title deeds. And for scrutiny of advocate report, no banker is charging, but they are collecting the processing fee. That is a different issue. But scrutinizing the advocate fee with the documents, and bankers, they are not charging anything. Vetting also they are doing it, but for vetting services also, bankers, they are not charging on the customers. So this advocate fee share must also be charged. It is not must also be charged by the bankers in future, because regarding point number 28, point number 29, discussions are going on. The bankers may charge some fee. And jewel preservation charges, just like document preservation charges, it is a jewel preservation charges. The jewel loan borrower has obtained a loan, and the bankers, they have to preserve the jewelries at their custody. So they are getting only the interest, and only they are getting only to process the loan. That's all. And some banks, they are collecting the appraiser fee, but there is no charge towards the jewelry preservation at the bank vault, because it also requires a lot of efforts to safeguard the jewel preservation, because a lot of appraisal work are going on. There is every quarter they have to do the reappraisal work. For that also, the bankers, they are incurring some expenditure, but for jewel preservation, so far the bankers have not charged anything. So jewel preservation charges may be considered in future, because this is also going to be a very very good source for the bankers to charge, but this will definitely affect the interest of the jewel loan borrowers. Next point is pre-deposit closure charges apart from penalty. Normally, whenever any deposit is made by the customer, and if the deposit holder wants to close those deposits that is before the maturity, normally bankers, they charge the interest rate that is with reference to period end minus 1%, that is towards the penal charges. Apart from that, the bankers, they have to arrange the funds and they have to return the funds to the customers. So for that, so far, the pre-closure service given by the bankers are not chargeable. In future, that because there's a discussion going on, it may come in future. So pre-deposit closure charges may come in future. And environment and cleanliness charges, Swachh Bharat. So the banks, they have to maintain a very good environment for the customers. So for that, they have to incur some expenditure. These type of maintenance charges have been provided by the bankers at free of cost to the customers. So these charges may be levied in future by the bankers. And fresh note requirement charges. Few customers, they say that, sir, I want fresh 500 rupees notes. I want 100 rupees notes. For this, the bankers, they have to make the arrangement. And so far, the bankers, they never arranged, they never charged any fee towards these types of fresh notes. Even during the festival season, like Diwali, Pongal, fresh notes have been demanded by the customers. So those customers who want fresh notes from the branch, the bank at present they are giving it free of cost. But this is also another area of top wherein the bankers they are going to charge for this type of services in future. And consulting fee for loan and most of the customers they say that sir, I want loan, and he will go and inquire with the loan officer. He will go and inquire with the branch manager. So the branch manager is spending the time, but but the loans details have not been metalized. So loans have not been metalized. The customer, when after the inquiry, he will leave the branch. So this will spoil the time of the branch management. So in order to encash the time spent towards the inquiry in the form of loans, towards the loans, the bank so far they are giving it free of cost, but in future it will be charged because already the discussion is going on regarding charging of this service. So these are the services which the bankers they are giving at free of cost. So I have analyzed 34 services which have been given at free of cost by the bankers, but so far they have not charged anything. These things will be charged in future, but it depends on the bank management decision. It is only a discussion. I am not saying that these charges will be levied in future. Some discussions are going on. That is why I have opened these points for the viewers reference. And I wish you all the best. And thank you very much for patient hearing and watching this program. Nandri Vanakkam.